podcast will start in 3, 2, 1.
You guys are rolling.
Welcome to the Unqualified Professionals.
We finally made it here, finally after long scheduling.
Yeah, I know. It was back last year.
Yeah. Well, I hit you up in December. I wanted you to be a guest in December, but with holidays and everything like that, it's so hard to people are busy with their own loved ones and life and stuff like that. So how was work in December for you?
It was busy. It was busy for corporate America. I was busy. That's what they call it here in corporate America. So we got really busy, and so this time was really well. And at the end of the year, I always take my vacation, a long vacation. So I just went back to work actually January 10th. So yes.
Yeah. January 10th, you went back to work?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't miss it. I didn't miss a beat, dude. I was working through all this bullshit.
I stayed off from, I always do that. I took off from December 28th to January 10th.
I usually take like the last 2 weeks off of the year, but in my corporate 9 to 5 job, this scumbag took it just because he could. So yeah, it's weird, but and then Walmart, they really almost messed up my Christmas.
Why?
Yeah, I ordered this thing for my daughter for Christmas. It was her biggest gift. And I get it in the mail, and it's not what I ordered a scooter, and I don't know how they sent me a giant desk. So they sent me this desk, and I'm on the phone with I'm not racist or nothing, but I really wish I could get someone that speaks good English on the line. I'm trying to make them understand my problems, and they're not feeling me at all. And it's just the worst. It's the worst. But long story short, I ended up getting shorted $300. I paid pretty much $300 for a desk, and then had to order my actual big gift for my daughter.
Oh, wow. Did she get it in time?
No, that was even worse.
Oh,
it was after Christmas when she got it, so it kind of ruined it. But how was your Christmas?
It was good. I really just relaxed that day. I relaxed on Christmas Day. Didn't do too much.
Yeah, I seen on your Instagram, by the fire, got a nice bottle of wine.
Yeah, that probably was afterwards. That probably was afterwards.
So, from our mutual friend, how we met or how I even contacted you, you help a lot of people with LLCs, right?
I do.
Yeah. So, how does that process go? What did they come to you? They come to you with a business plan, or what is that?
Well, they actually don't come to me with a business plan. They probably come to me with a business idea. Okay. I like to say I can take a person that have an idea and I can level it up. I can be able to and legitimize it. Yeah. That's why my thing is called legitimate levels, because I'm able to make their business legit and take it to another level. Okay. So that's how it calls.
That's the shit. That's the shit. But it's always helping people.
It's always helping people, and I do that through my nonprofit organization as well as Ladies of Love to Live, and I also do that through my foundation, Ladies of Integrity Foundation. So I expand outside of the legitimate levels business consultant, and I am more than motivation life coaching because I just became a life coach in October. So outside of those things, I help people with the nonprofit organization.
So life, okay, so come to you, they kind of got a business idea. You pretty much just, now you exist in corporate America. Okay. You know what I mean? Is that what you do?
And corporate America? No, I don't. I do a whole lot.
You don't, you excel them into a legitimate business, right? Yes. Legitimate levels. Yeah. So, say, didn't have an LLC, selling tacos, I make a different product, the tacos, whatever. They come to you and you get them in. Yeah. That's awesome.
Get them started.
It's constantly helping.
Yes, constantly helping.
What's it like as a life coach?
As a life coach what it's like as a life coach. I think I've always had this gift of giving. And life coaches, people think we just give advice. We don't. We just steer you in the right direction of where you think your life should go, your goals, your plans. I just came up with a whole strategic structure of how to plan your life goals within doing it, I say, realistically and attainable within a year, and not trying to just do a vision board and do it all at once. So life coaching, I've been helping people and giving advice and listening to people for pretty much all my life. And I started out as a hairstylist. So, when you're a hairstylist, people come, they sit down, they get their hair done, they talk to you.
You're a therapist too.
Exactly. So, I'm really not a therapist, but I'm like, so I decided like, okay, I think I want to, do life coaching. So I enrolled in a class. I went to Atlanta, actually. I took this class out of Atlanta, and I met with my coach, and she's my instructor. And the meeting went so well. I really enjoyed everything about that meeting. And I just this is what I want to do. And that's what I became. And I love it. I love life.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people in life coaching where I'm like, do you need someone to tell you how to live your life? Like, do you really? I guess some people do though. Like, not how to live your life, but probably keep it in some sort of a boundary limit there's some people out there with no willpower.
So what it is, I don't actually tell them how to live their life. I give them the tools, and then I also let them talk, and then, give them kind of ideas or ask them questions to where they can kind of see. Is this what I say? I always say, I call my life coach, I am more than motivation, right? Because I think we all have been to a place where a motivational speaking or a church, and somebody say, you'll leave there and you're so motivated, right?
Yeah.
You're motivated, you pumped.
Yeah.
For probably 2 or 3 days, and you getting your stuff together. After them 3 or 4 days,
it just falls off.
Exactly.
It does.
Yeah. So what I said, I am more than motivation. What can I do to keep you going to reach your life goals, your positive life goals, and make them attainable so that you succeed? So that's what I build. So it's called I Am More Than Motivation. And I basically provide them life coaching service to individuals, companies, schools, and it's a structured fundamental resource to achieve it and maintain. See, you achieve and maintain your personal life goals.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, even with music, they even say it's easy to make one album. It's hard to maintain.
Yes.
It's just like with life, with really anything. It's easy to do a good job, but to maintain that and keep doing it when no one's looking, it's a different story. It really is. So if I was coming for life coaching, do they come for all arrays, or is it just business, or they're like, hey, I need help sticking to this diet? Like, do you know what I'm saying? There's so many life coaches.
No, it is. It really is.
Do you really just, I'm doing this, we're doing this? Or are there people that you could tell probably need more coaching than others?
I am so glad you asked that.
Yeah.
Well, I break mine down in different groups. I do schools, organizations, and companies, like I said, and individuals. But I remember that I am not focusing on relationships. I have the worst. I have the worst experience in relationships. I cannot get nobody motivated. I am not. I remember that.
We're all human.
Exactly.
We're all human.
So my thing was, I'm a business consultant. I know business. I can talk business. My niche is business. I'm sticking strictly to business. But my coach told me, she said, Coach, you're going to find that going through what you're going through in life with relationships, you're going to find that you give the best, you do some of your best coaching in relationships. So when I was doing my coaching to give my coaching hours, I found myself coaching on relationships. I would coach on business, but I had to think about it. Okay, in business, we build relationships. We was all just talking about that, right? We network, we build relationships, and we build business relationships. We have life friendships. We have relationships outside, boyfriend, girlfriend relationships. Mm-hmm. Those relationships can impact your business.
Yes.
Either bad or good. So I found myself still have to coach on relationships. How do I continue to go? I have this thing called keep the focus on me. Keep the focus on you because your purpose is within you, but still have a relationship.
Like Roscoe Jenkins. It's a team of me. Like keep on you.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean,
we still have a relationship. What if that relationship is a distraction?
Well, it's not only that, but no matter how much you put into anything, whether it be work, whether it be a relationship. At the end of the day, call me selfish or whatever, but people always come back to, you are essentially number one. If I'm at work, I may love everybody I work with. I mean, we're cool. We're best friends. We hang out. You come to my birthday parties, whatever, my daughter's birthday parties. But when that promotion comes up, it's about me. You know what I'm saying? We may be best friends all we want, but at the end of the day, I'm looking out for me too.
Looking out for you.
So that's really good advice as far as you go with it. At the end of the day, looking out, it's about you.
Yeah, let's double back on that. Because when that promotion comes up, even though that's your friend, you could get that promotion and you could still reach back and help your friend.
Without a doubt.
So I look at stuff like that. And I always said, like, when you get on the airplane, when you take flights and get on the airplane, the first thing they say is what? When they're giving you the instruction, the flight attendant's giving you the instruction, she says, keep the focus. She says, put your mask on first. Why do you think she tell you to put your mask on first? When they telling you, when that mask fall down, make sure you have that oxygen mask on you first. Not your kids, not your mother, don't try to save your dog. Because if yours not on, you can't save nobody else.
Yeah.
So I look at stuff like that.
I've never been on a plane.
Oh, that's the first thing they tell you when they give them instructions.
Yeah. At this point, I'm kind of like, fuck it. I'm 32 years old. Never been on a plane.
You about to be big doing your podcast, so you got to go all over.
It's I mean, I am. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So, you have a huge following on Instagram.
Not so much. You say it's huge. I don't think so.
What is it, like 1,600?
Yeah, I don't think that's huge.
That's more than my 3.
Oh.
That's more than my 300. I got people looking at me like, yeah, you are screwed, dude.
Your podcast show is amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We're going to be big one day.
Yes, you are.
It's going to happen.
No, it really is. I can feel it.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It just has to take time. And that's what people nowadays, with how America is and how everything has been, I've said it before in a podcast. It's a natural human reaction to where we want something easier. When they had horses and wagons, Ford came along and made cars.
Yeah.
When we had, we got all this social media, when we thought it couldn't evolve anymore, we got AI. Mm-hmm. And now AI is like scary. It's wicked. They can take whatever you said in your life and just make you say whatever you want. And it's always with that human element of just wanting it now. But that is where we fall short now. Like, you need patience. You got to put in the work. At the end of the day, everyone that's been big, they've put in that work. They got their journey. And that's where, they say, it's not about what you do. It's about your journey.
Yes.
It's about your journey and getting started, networking with everyone. And so how did you even fall into this? What did you do? What segue did you? Because I know you weren't born. You turned 18 and you were like, I'm going to be a philanthropist. Because it sounds like you just help everyone. I see breast cancer. I saw your Christmas thing on Instagram where you helped people out. You gave Christmas presents away. Yes, you did a lot of charity. You do a lot of charity from what I've done, like with my sneaking around on you. Yeah. So how did you fall into this? Okay. Like, what propelled you to be on that level of, I want to help no matter, they just come to me for help?
It's a long story, but it's just, I think it has to be in you too. Like, you really have to have the heart. And I think that's when I really realized I found my purpose. My purpose is to give back, and it is to help people. And as much as it can be draining, you just really I want to help the people that's grateful and that's appreciated. So the thing is, if my family always helped people, always been like that to people when we was younger. So I think it was just in me. It was instilled in me. And I started my nonprofit in 2009, and that came out. Once I did that in 2009, we kind of did a good run for 2 or 3 years, but went away. 2022, we came back. 2021, we came back. In 2021, we came with the Ladies of Integrity Foundation and Love to Live nonprofit organization. We have revamped it. So I just really, it's in me. I know it's in me to help people. And it don't cost nothing to help somebody to get them the resource to just, and I feel like if we just keep continuing to doing this, no hands.
Building blocks.
Yep.
So with Are you the oldest of your? Out of all your siblings, are you the oldest?
I am the oldest of my moms. My dad, his oldest. My brother just passed last year.
I'm sorry. I apologize for that. It's So I found like a quality, like with any of the oldest that you have, like an oldest born. It's like me. I have an older half brother, but to me, I'm the oldest from my mom. With oldest borns, they just have that like leader helping. I learned about it in school. Like, and you do a lot of reading of it. Like middle child, firstborns, youngest. They actually have different qualities. And if you actually look at it on a big picture, that's a huge quality in firstborns. Like, and that's what prompted me to ask me. Like, it's not just in me, because you can look at all of your other siblings. They may help or want to help, but like say you got one that's a couple years younger than you. They might not be as driven to help as to the point where you are. I'm not saying you're better than siblings or anything like that, but I am saying like it's just a leadership quality that firstborns do have.
Yeah, I think it's a leadership quality, but to be honest, I think my baby brother is the most given out of all of us.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. Not him.
Not the one sitting back there.
No, we all give. No, we all help.
Yeah.
No, we all are. No, I'm not taking anything away. But that's why I'm saying I'll even give it to my baby brother over me.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking away from my brother Lay. I'm just here with you.
No, you're good.
I was passenger princess today. That's my protector. He's the protector of us all. So, yeah.
I wouldn't want you to get a hold of me. We're like in a fucking fight. Sure. Like that dude fucking floored my ass.
The baby is, I don't know, the baby is the golden child. And Mello, he just had a heart of gold, and he just always been like that. So
do you now dealing with business, it's in all walks of life, it's unfortunate, but do you believe in systematic racism?
Yeah, I believe it exists. I believe it's gonna always exist.
Yeah, without a doubt. But to me, it's stupid, right? Like, it's just why keep a certain. We're gonna get into some shit. I'll probably get into some flax for this, but why even keep a certain race or a certain type of people down? Like, it makes no sense. Essentially, to me, I feel like and I've said this before. I'm gonna probably get some shit, but the reason there is so much systematic racism because they know it's a given. Black people don't have the same tools as white people. That's why the whole term white privilege just came out, right? So essentially, if you guys are given the same tools as white people, white privilege, if you will, I feel like, just not knocking my, I'm half Puerto Rican. I feel like you guys are able to elevate much better through given your history of your ancestors, adversity, and stuff like that. It's just, it's a given. And you can really see it in all walks of life. Like if you could take just, throwing it out there, you could take a fresh Aryan white boy and an African-American person, have them grow up on the same farm, do the same work, do everything the same for 20 years of their life. Cut them off at 20 years, you give them their measurements at a doctor, whatever, everything like that. For whatever reason, Black people are they are going to superiorize over that, in my opinion. In my opinion, you guys are superior in much ways, but that's more to do with history and ancestry.
I think we have strong resilience. I really do. I am able to be strong when it comes to a lot of things. But I think also if we're becoming competitive, us as a race of Black people, so that's what's hurting us. And the crab in a barrel do exist. And if we can get that out the way, remove that, and come together as a whole, then we will be unstoppable.
I just don't understand why. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why don't you just help everyone? Do you want people walking around this country with just, these people just didn't do so well here? You know what I mean? Like that, because that's how it looks. That's how it looks.
What you saying when they walking around?
Just, like I said, white privilege got started because they said, it 100% exists. Let's not bullshit. But if Black people were given all the same opportunities, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just makes to me, it makes no sense as far as that goes. So I've always been like promoting like 100% just helping everyone.
Yeah.
No
I first learned about it when my uncle is a man that I look up to because my dad wasn't really in my life. Very smart man, master degree, my uncle Tom. And I remember
Your uncle what?
his name Uncle Tom.
Yeah, caught that.
He always actually teaches us a lot of stuff about racism and talks about this a lot. And I remember incident when we was young, I was much younger, and he worked for a well-known company. I'll never forget this, a well-known company, big company and around the world. And he always say how he would train other races under him, and he was probably more knowledgeable, more experienced, master degree in business. And when the company downsized, or he was let go, but the people that he trained wasn't, and he closed like big deals, company deals for he was a mortgage broker too.
Yeah.
And he always got didn't get the biggest pay. Well, he was making great money, but wasn't as much as the other people that came along and he trained. So I remember that. So yes, it definitely exists. Is it right? No.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. It's to me, like what you said, like when they downsized or whatever, they got rid of him, and then the people that he was already above they just excel up. Like God, dude, it makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. It's just, but. You know, I have a friend, Jermaine, and he said it to me. It was actually about a month ago. Because I'm big on like I don't do that. Like I just don't do it. But this dude, he firmly believes like deep down I got a little bit of racism in me. Like, maybe during traffic. But no, but it's he said it too, and he's got me kind of believing it, but not to the extent. But he said race has to do with every decision that's ever been made.
Oh, that's something to think about.
Right? Yeah,
dude,
that messed me out. Yeah, it messed me out because I really started thinking. Then you're like, does it? But you know what I mean? Because there's decisions I make that have nothing to do with that.
It's decisions I make that have absolutely nothing to do with it either. But I was and it goes both ways.
It does. It goes both ways.
Racist at all. I work for all white people and I love them. I was let go of a job that I was working for, a Black African American that owned a multi-million-dollar company, and I was her executive assistant. And I'm like, I'm gonna learn from her. I was just so happy, and I was just let go. And then when I was let go, I went to the company I'm for now, and I was just embraced. Like, oh, you so smart. You move so fast. And they just loved on me. Mm-hmm. I got flowers, bouquet, and they look nothing like me. So it's just like,
it all boils down to what's in your heart. Like it really does. It really boils down to what's in your heart. If you really don't feel that shit, then you don't even acknowledge it.
Really just. But then I think too, and I might catch some slack. We got to take some responsibility too. Us Black people have to take responsibility for. And I'm Black. I can say this. And the reason I can say this because I am going to say it.
Yeah.
The thing is, I had just ran into one of my daughter friends at the gym. She's Hispanic. She went to high school with her, and she's a realtor now. And I ran into her. We was talking, and she like, I'm trying to bridge the gap. Do you know? And she started giving me the. Do you know that the numbers are breaking it down that Blacks is at the bottom of home ownership, and I want to bridge. It's Blacks, it's Hispanics, then it's white in Illinois, and I want to bridge the gap. That's what I'm working toward, to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
Shout out Lou. She worked for, I don't mind shouting out nobody. She worked for a realtor company. Give her a prop. But yeah, so we started talking about that and networking events. So that in my thing and in my head, it can be two reasons why. Do we educate ourselves enough to know what it requires to buy home ownership? And are we getting our credits fixed, repaired to be able to purchase? And we also know it plays a role with the bank, with the racism, the race question, the question of
Just getting a loan period.
Exactly,
Yeah,
that's what I just said. So we
beat
know the bank played a big role in that, but we also have to prepare ourselves and educate ourselves enough to know what we need to do to become homeowners.
You can't owe 20 grand in credit card debt and go buy
so
500K.
that's what I just say. We got to take that responsibility because, truth be told, to create generational wealth is through insurance and real estate.
Yep, preach the gas.
Yep.
But that's the real way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how you just said it. You know, elevate yourself, then get it, and then pass it down, pass it down, pass it down.
Yeah.
So that's probably best.
No, I'm biblical.
No, you're good.
No, that's what the Bible says in Proverbs, y'all. A good man, a smart man will leave wealth for his kids and his kids' kids. So, yeah.
God damn, dude. But that's a different book right there, man. That's a different book.
Yeah.
I've never read it.
That's okay, I don't judge.
No, okay. Just
Everybody
making sure.
pray by their own belief.
Yeah, I believe in the man.
Yeah.
It's just, it's
So I don't
different.
judge. But yeah, that's true. So we got to educate ourselves enough and get around people and learn and read to know what we need to do to continue to build ourselves up as a race.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a really good one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It's just cool sitting down with someone who's just so willing to help and have that outside mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's also, it's just the same. Like what you said, Black people need to take responsibility. White people really should take responsibility for also. Like, let's not be blind here.
Yeah, they're more responsible because they created.
They're only responsible now because it's actually being spotlighted. Let's be serious. In the 80s and 90s, it was all good.
Right, exactly. But we just need to do more so we can just, trying to break the barrels that's put in place. Try to, because we know we can't break them all. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you are.
Building blocks.
Yes.
Yep, building blocks. So during the bathroom break, we were talking about going to Vegas, and I've never been. What did you go to Vegas? You said you were with your daughter. You guys just went for a good time, or was her birthday? Or
well, it was on her birthday, but we went and they shot a couple of videos down there. So my kids.
She's an artist.
Yeah.
Both Prince, right? That's his name. Prince, and then Lori.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're both artists.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that time we went, it was around her birthday, and she shot 2 music videos down there. She shot, Prince and her shot one together, and then she shot a music video.
So what's it like balancing business, also being kind of a stage mom? You're helping them with these music videos. Obviously, you're traveling with them. I've seen you on Instagram before. Our mutual friend Jermaine's Facebook, where he's a detective in one of the music videos.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are always helping. So how do you balance
that video come out?
Helping people and helping, being a stage mom essentially?
Okay. Well, I'm not a stage mom anymore, thank God. But at one point, my kids, that's how I really became a consultant, because at one point my kids was in the music industry. My daughter was in it heavy from the time she was 14. So what happened was I wanted to learn the business. You always hear about bad contracts. I never wanted them to get into a bad contract or be stuck. So what I did was, when she'd go to the studio, my cousin, Soundmaster T, he's a big producer engineer in Chicago. He would teach us. So I'll go with my notebook every time. And he had sold some of his songs that's on TV and commercials, and he always say, own your publishing. You own your own publishing, copyright everything. So when he would teach me, I would learn and I'll research. I'll call around to other people that I know was in the music business, and they would give me information. And that's how I basically became a consultant, open up legitimate levels, because I thought I would teach more artists. Because people that was bigger than my kids, as far as famous wise, didn't know the legitimate side of the music business. So they didn't know how to copyright. They didn't know how to publish. They didn't know how to distribute your music to Apple. I did. So they would call me and ask me those questions, and I was freely just giving them. I'm so nice. I'm just going to free all this information that I done studied and, research. So I said, let me go get my LLC, become a consultant. And I originally was going to be a consultant for artists. So that didn't happen. I just did not want to do the artist part. But anyway, so that's how the kids, my daughter was into the music. And what was the question?
No, so how was it like balancing?
Oh, so balancing it. That was just basically not wanting them to get that. So I just had to stay with her. I stayed with her throughout it all. Even going through the studios, he even taught us, I was like this, how to go in the studios, how the men will react, how to keep your respect, how to make them respect you. Don't, because they're gonna try you.
Without a doubt.
You two women,
women
like that.
especially.
So we ended up getting a label. We owned a label in Chicago, a record label called Loyalty Level, and my brother was part of it too. And so we started moving that way. And I was mostly at that point, I wasn't into me. What I wanted to really do with my life.
You were looking out for.
I was mostly just a mom focused on there. So that's how I really didn't have to kind of balance the life that I have now on that life. Meetings, traveling everywhere that they wanted to go, shows, a studio all night long in a studio. I was that mom, all into that.
Studio time costs money.
It costs money. It's copyright, publishing, distribute. It was a lot. It's a lot going into the music industry.
Yeah, it's good that they got a mom. They got a, from what I can see, supportive dad, supportive mom that does all that for them. Because, there's people out there, in my case, or, maybe in your case, I don't know your personal situation, but like I grew up with a single mom. My father was really in and out of prison. He finally got out when I was about 12, 13 years old. And, you kind of always like, for a long time, I went through my mom was always there for support. She was my mom and dad. She's the rock, shout out. But shout out to you. Yeah, shout out to the moms. But she's with my dad, it's like depending on who you are, how you're wired. Me, how I grew up with like just this, single mom. I always grew up trying to prove myself. No matter what it was just in me. I always wanted to be if we could be having a job scooping shit, I wanted to be your best shit scooper. Like I was the best shit scooper. We make license plates. I'm gonna stamp this motherfucker better than anybody else. But I grew up wanting to always do that and just get that like accomplishment or be big. These damn sirens, man. Chicago, it's always just what's going on out here, man?
We're in a great part of Chicago.
I came over here and I was like, this is the richest part I've been to.
I was just like, I'm gonna build up around here.
Yeah, right? Like, shit, what do you mean? I'm a poor fucking poor dude. Like, I'm looking at this like, they have like the Jeffersons. We're on the east side. But, growing up, I was always more of like, I want to be the best. And for a long time, and I can attribute this to Jermaine is one of my best friends. And I can attribute this to Jermaine because this is where I feel like I evolved as a human and as a man. I always grew up wanting to just fucking stick it to that dude. Like, look, you were in and out of prison. This is where I'm at. This is what I did. This is what you fucking left behind.
Oh.
And I remember one time we were talking, and it was just a passing conversation, but I told him that. And he told me, he was just like, bro, I've been meaning to tell you for a while, like the way you carry yourself like that, he's like, if you just let that go and just acknowledge him as a dude, yeah, sure, he's your father, but if you just acknowledge him like that, like, yeah, he's my father, but he's just really just another friend, really, essentially, you'll be way better off. You just don't do that. And that's when I immediately, like, life coaching, he kind of stepped in and coached that shit. But he was like, dude, I've been meaning to tell you that for a while. And it was like, after that, dude, I turned only positive. Like, it was an immediate turnaround where I felt like for a long time, like I said, like probably about 30 years of my life. I mean, he told me this like recently. So for like 30 years of my life, dude, I was just struggling through life. Like, I'm trying to be the shit just to tell this dude, like, this is what you left behind. And when I let that go, it was like a Bronco was lifted off my shoulders. Like, it's different, but it's something you feel. I don't know if you feel that. I don't know how your relationship is. Like, how did, if you don't mind. Yeah. If I'm crying at school.
No, I'm fine. We can shift because I'm going to shift because, and I'm going to talk about Jermaine that I was talking about too because that's my ex-husband. But I'm going to shift to my dad. I kind of relate to what you said because, I think me and Jermaine, how we parented, we parent because neither one of our dads was in our life. His dad had died when he was young, and my dad was in and out. So I take care of my dad now.
Mm-hmm.
I do. And it's a lot. And I just had this conversation with my daughter on the phone. To take in a dad that wasn't in your life and to assist him and be there and go and do the running and pay his rent and, make sure he have everything. I had to ask God to forgive me and for me to be able to forgive him and not hold the grudge that I had in my heart to do these things.
You gotta let it go.
And
yeah.
I had to let it go. And I did not I couldn't see nobody living in the conditions that he was living in, even though, that's my dad. I don't even see nobody living.
Essentially, he's a human. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to get you here and get you some help. But it got to be a lot. You got to let go and pass. But I'm going to put the but in there.
I still remember that shit.
What I was just about to say. It's times that I go and I think to me, it's like you cannot feel a sense of entitlement because where were you? Because my dad, I would take him his weekly stuff, make sure he had everything, and my dad would call every day, like I just told you, call and ask for some blood. Why is he don't supposed to be drinking? Because he on like 20 medications, and think I'm supposed to drop everything and come back the next day or the next day.
Mm-hmm.
No, where did you get that sense of entitlement when I didn't even know where you was at for years?
Right.
And to be able to call you and ask you for anything because my mom, like you said, was the rock.
The mom and dad, yeah, she was mom. There's Mother's Day and Father's Day.
Exactly, for our family.
Yep.
So big ups to my mama. But yes, that's how it goes. But you have to be able to just let it go and forgive. But I think it could still be triggering at times. At times I have left him and we have had conversations and I'm like so drained. Oh my God.
Mentally,
yes.
It's weird because that goes along with what you said at the beginning, where like you could be on this high for 3 days and just plummet.
Exactly.
And it really has to do with momentum in life. I think it also has to do with a lot of what you eat.
That's true.
That is 100% true. Like I did a diet where obviously I'm still fat, but it's I did a diet where like you cut out carbs and like only eat meat. I kind of like keto, but it's really strict carnivore, like chicken, red meat, fish. Really, that's about it. I put broccoli in, but I notice you do feel better mentally depending on what you put in your body.
Yeah, you do. And I can say this too. I don't want to life coach people on weight loss. I don't. I just recently lost 64 pounds and I've kept it on.
Let's get it.
Like
64
pounds and I'm trying to lose more. So, and I kept it off. So, and I don't want to coach no one on losing weight because losing weight is hard. It takes a lot of discipline, consistency, and everything. Food is good. It's sweet as some foods are good.
It's also like the biggest motherfucker in the world.
Right, exactly.
Like regardless, like being a fat person, speaking, when you lose that weight, whether I was even bigger than what I am now at one point, and I lost a lot of weight. Even if I can lose 200 pounds and weigh 50, but I'm going to look in that mirror and see that 200 plus. You do. That's how I feel. I don't know how you feel.
No,
you said you lost 64, so I feel like you kind of know where I'm coming from. But that's how I feel. And people can relate to this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. This is what people really go through.
It's so true. And I think I had that at one point because everybody be like, "You small, or you." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm still big. I still have 25 pounds to do. Why? I was on my mama's house yesterday. My brother said too, like, what you doing? You didn't." And I'm like, "No, I still have like 25 more pounds." So they like 25 more. Where? What are you doing? And they know how I became basically disciplined. Now is intermittent fast a lot, and I don't deprive. Like if I know I'm going out with my friends to hang out, I won't eat that day. I'll eat that night. I'll have drinks. But if I do it for a whole weekend, like we out of town, and I'm drinking and we eat that weekend, I'm gonna come back and I'm really plans the next 3-4 days. Yeah. So I just had to learn how to, because at one point in my marriage, I was at my heaviest, almost 300 pounds.
Really?
Some pounds. So
I picture you like that. You're not 300 pounds.
So, yes,
that's crazy.
And stress can cause you to go up, or sometimes stress can cause you to go down.
Yeah. It's hard with women too, they say. I mean, I don't know.
That's what they say. Our metabolism is not as strong as you are. So.
Yeah, I feel like once you get in the mix, it is easier. Like, if you work out, it becomes something where, like, if I miss it, I feel like shit. It does help with your mental.
I was just about to say that.
Like, when you get out of a good workout and you just sweat your ass off and you're thinking you're wanting to kill yourself, you get out of there and you take a shower. When you get out of that shower, you're like, I'm ready to tackle the world.
Seriously,
yeah.
Dopamine just be released, and I be on hell when I leave from the gym. I be to come home, create stuff, put stuff together, put a contract together, and send this stuff out. That's why I do my dopamine.
Have you ever cold plunged?
No.
What?
No.
Like a cold plunge, like you get in a cold like ice bath?
No.
Dude, I'll tell you what. So, I maybe, I'm a little different. It's different. I watch a lot of Joe Rogan. I watch a lot of other podcasts, and he talks about this cold plunge and how it releases like this dopamine in you that just, it also helps with weight loss, your body's like, your body's metabolism, and how to lose fat. If you spend in a cold plunge, and it doesn't have to be like freezing, it has to be at least 47 degrees, which is pretty fucking cold for the human body. And as long as it's like between 47, I think, and 54 degrees, your body starts releasing and secreting these dopamines and these drugs that are naturally in your body. And when it releases, it just elevates you to that other level. Like, I've started where, like, now I bought one of them, shout out to Ice Pod. I got one of them Ice Pod little tubs, and I just like hop my ass in there. But it's cold as shit, and it's insulated so it keeps the cold water. And when you get out of that, like, I spend 3 minutes. I try to spend 3 minutes. It's not every day. I'm not a robot, but it's not every day. Sometimes it's like the end of a shower. But as long as Gary Brecka, he was the one that recommended it on Joe Rogan show, I immediately saw a difference in a week. And I'm talking not altering anything else, just with shower. The only reason I got the tub was because the shower worked. So, like, at the end of a shower, usually I'll switch it straight. Like, so before I used to gradually go, but now I just go straight to cold. 3 minutes. Like, I'll put on a song, 3 minutes. That's
Where did you order it from?
It's called Ice Pod.
Oh.
Yeah, it's called like Ice Pod. It has a little polar bear on it, I believe. But you can get like the bath itself for like $70 or $109, and then like you get the fucking thing that'll actually like circulate the water and keep it cold. It's like that's like hundreds of more bucks because you're essentially buying the circulation thing, the pump. But if you get that, I can tell you now, with 1 week of cold showers at the end of my regular shower, I noticed a difference in my hair, I noticed a difference in my weight, and I noticed a difference in my mental. That's 3 major things that everybody loves. Everyone loves to have great hair.
Yeah. Everyone
loves to be looking good and weight loss. And everyone loves to be in a good mood. And now when I get out that ice bath, whether it's, like I said, it only has to be 54 to 46 degrees. As long as you spend like 3 minutes out of there, I'm like a giddy schoolgirl. When I get out, I'm like, there's no one around. I'm like, but when I'm going in, I'm like, don't be a bitch, dude. Just stop fucking being a bitch. Like, you're being a bitch. Because it is. It's the worst feeling in your life. But for that 3 minutes, you're like, oh, yeah. And then when you get out, dude, you're just laughing like a little girl. But if there's one thing I can recommend, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Just gradually go to cold and do 3 minutes. And I'm telling you, in a week, you will definitely, if you just feel your hair after it's dry out the shower, you will absolutely notice a difference in the strength.
I'm gonna look into it.
Dude, it's by far the best feeling.
I hate being cold.
I fucking hate it too. Like today, it's like -8.
I know.
I'm not down for that jazz.
I couldn't wait to go in the house. I've been in hibernation for a few days in the house.
Dude,
at the fireplace. I'm at the fireplace with my green tea for the last past days.
I keep my house is like hot. Like my wife wants me to like shut the vent in the room. I'm like, yeah, you can't do that. Like I gotta sleep. I got a Sherpa blanket that was gifted to me that I sleep with because
my mom bought me.
Like the way my wife keeps it, like she keeps it like Rocky. Like when you punch in the stakes in the thing, like I wake up about to piss myself in the middle of the night.
Oh wow.
It's the worst. So you said your ex-husband. what's going on? Can I ask about that or?
Oh yeah, I
What's
don't
going
mind you asking.
Yeah. So how does?
That's your best friend.
Yeah, he is my best friend. Not gonna lie. Shout out to Jermaine. But it's how did you navigate that co-parenting? What can you give advice to people as far as co-parenting goes?
Co-parenting. Our kids was they wasn't pretty much wrong when I divorced because we've been divorced I think for 8 years now.
They're about 18, right?
Prince.
No, when you divorced.
Yeah, Lori was going to college. Yeah, and Prince was 14 years old when we divorced. And he'll be 22 next month. So, we still had the co-parent Jermaine. Prince went with Jermaine. And reason being is Prince is a daddy's boy.
Yeah.
And when I say that, Jermaine had Prince very spoiled. Very spoiled. Yeah.
There's also a point too where like a man has to learn how to be a man. You know what I mean? I get that too.
And Prince was in baseball. We talk about that too because not only was our stage mom, we was baseball parents. Prince was in baseball since he was.
And he was amazing at it from what I've heard. Right?
Yeah, he was great at it. And he was in travel, not only baseball, he was in traveling baseball. So that means he played.
The travel leagues.
Yes.
Tournaments.
We was everywhere, all over. Our vacations included. It wasn't no vacations. It was just baseball trips. It was a great experience to be around other baseball parents and other kids in a league. He even played for the White Sox ace team. So that was great.
You guys almost went to the World Series, wasn't it? The Little League World Series, where you did make it almost?
Well, his friends, all his friends.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He didn't play on that team, but that was everybody he played with.
I remember telling you that story. That's awesome. But co-parenting, as far as that goes, was it an easy situation? Not at first, probably, because you guys have animosity towards each other at first.
No, me and Jermaine was actually in divorce court laughing with each other.
Oh.
It was kind of crazy.
I guess it's good when it goes like that. But there's some vicious ones.
Can you all keep it down? But we had our back and forth and forth. But what I always say about Jermaine didn't have no good heart. I mean, no bad heart. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He had a good heart. That's a guy. He had a good heart. He had no bad intentions or no ill will against me and never want to see me fail or anything like that. Same thing with him. Our marriage was like, we had our issues, but it wasn't like, I don't hate you, you don't hate me. It was nothing like that.
And I feel like that goes along with like what people lack nowadays is self-awareness.
Yeah.
Like he was self-aware enough to know like, if you we all, like, no one wants to see their significant, whether it's divorced or you're together, no one wants to see anyone else fail.
Right.
When you have a good heart, like what he says, you don't want to see anybody else fail. And lastly, you don't want to see the mother of your children, do bad or do fit. Like what you said, it was so mutual. It was just an easy.
It was.
Hopefully, it was easy.
We had our back and forth, our little arguments, but it wasn't big and all out fighting. Oh, I hate you and this. No, it was never that. It was it was me having to step out and because I had to realize I'm not in this marriage no more, and you're not obligated to help me. And it was hard for me not being able to help him. That was my issue. So I was still kind of, even in his marriage now, I'm going to be honest with you, because I felt like, and when his mom passed, I really felt like, oh, I got to be there. Because imagine you being with a person since you all was teens.
They're part of your
Exactly.
life.
We together 20 years. So I still felt like, that's my family, regardless. And his mom, my brothers, his brothers. And so it was like, I was still putting myself in it and saving him. Until one time I had to be like, I can't keep doing this. This is his life. This is what I got away from. And the only thing I dealt with Jermaine was with his, the issues that he had. But as far as that, he's not a bad person.
No.
He's not a bad person.
No.
So.
If there's one thing I can say about him is like, he's the best. He's definitely one of my best friends, but he's also a dude that will definitely fucking humble your ass. Like he humbles the shit out of me. Like it only takes hanging around with you like 10 minutes for him to humble my ass. But he keeps me in check. You need people like that to keep you in check. Like you do. Especially me. I sometimes feeling myself. You can't sip your own tea, and he's big on like bringing you to that level where he's gonna hype you, but he's also gonna make it known you are at this level. And that's another thing. You got to keep people around that are really like-minded. And Jermaine, I feel like he's definitely one of my best friends, just for the simple fact that like, if I do something, he's not one of them friends that's like, yeah, that's cool. So if he thinks it's bullshit, hey, dude, that's bullshit. Hey, dude, that's bullshit. Like, I ain't with that shit. But you're still my boy. But I didn't like that shit. Okay. So that's what I like about it. About people like that.
Yeah, but Jermaine have to be able to give and take too.
Oh, without a doubt.
Give and take too.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
that's the thing. Probably without issues, he would have to be able to give and take too, and take accountability for some of his actions. But other than that, no, he's a good person. He's a great person. I wouldn't. I don't regret getting a divorce. Like I saw Lala do it. She was on some podcast show, and they say, she said, "Oh, staying was easy, and staying would be easy." This was the love of my life at one point, and then it was stability. One thing about Jermaine, and you probably know this too, Jermaine's gonna work.
Without
work hard. Jermaine's gonna provide. Jermaine is gonna work, and he is going to provide.
That's how we started being best friends. We're about our work at work. Exactly. And I saw that and I was like, oh shit, this dude's about his work. And he probably looked at me and was like, this dude's about his work. Yeah. Like, and he was cool with it. You want some more wine?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get it.
They just gonna give me
Yeah, let's keep it coming.
So yes, that's one of the things. Okay, good. Thank you.
Tell me what. But so have you watched the news a lot?
No, I try not to, and I'm gonna tell you what.
Yeah.
When I was married, we watched the news every morning. The news every day. I had the news. It was just so. I had to realize like why my day was going way to go. I done took in all that bad news, and I'm an empath. So I take in all that, and I'm thinking about that throughout the day. So I try not to.
Yeah, news. If you ever noticed, even I think I was about like 13 years old. I feel like I got a decent head on my shoulders, but it's I started asking myself like, why is it on the news you only see bad news? Like you don't see good news ever. You never see like anymore. You don't see people like, oh, saved a cat in a tree. You don't see any of that anymore. All you see is this dude killed a cat, and then did something bad with it. Did something with this child. Like it's great. It's only bad news is news. News is a different thing, especially nowadays. I find most of my news, believe it or not, getting it off of Twitter, like X. It's just they have no filter. They fact check. You can kind of see if there is bullshit. But Elon Musk, what he's done with people being able to. Essentially, before on Facebook, if you put out news that somehow had the government doing anything bad, it was immediately taken down, or you were banned, or something bad was happening. Elon, what he'll do is, if it's not true and it's about the government, he'll just, hey, that's not true. He's going to put a community note there, like, this is actually what happened, blah, blah, blah. And he won't take it down. You're just not going to get banned. He's just going to tell you you're wrong. And that's what people need now is more accountability. And now it's more like closed-mindedness where like, if that's not right, you're just out.
Right.
If you believe that, you're wrong. Like, and that cutout shit, I don't really dig it. But let's say I came to you, life coaching. I want this podcast to take off in less than 2 years. I want to be in LA or downtown Chicago at Barstool. What's my goal? How's your steps when somebody approaches you to coaching?
Okay, for coaching, well, you will come to me as a business.
Right.
So yours would be more so as a business. I can do your business, make sure everything is legit within your business for the podcast, making sure your marketing is correct. First, making sure it's legit. You're building your business credit if you need funding, because everybody knows to get the funds, you need great business credit or grants.
Yes.
Grants. And so make sure that part is legit. Now that we're talking personal, we're going over to the coaching part of it. I mean, the business coaching part of it. Where's your goals? Where do you see yourself at? How are you going to get the funding? How long do you think it's going to take you to get your credit in order? Those are the things I coach you on. Mm-hmm. And so what I just created this, and it was just something, I was talking to my brother about it, to him, that brother, a couple of weeks ago, and I'm biblically, I am. Yeah. I read the Bible, I'm spiritual. So it's like Habakkuk 22. You know, everybody come up with a vision board, right? With this, the new year, we want to do a vision board. We want to, I got a vision board.
Yeah.
My vision board is like 2022. I got this truck. I got my book. Haven't released yet, but book is ready to go. I have houses, property, a new husband.
You got it all mapped
out. Yeah. So
how do you get there?
Exactly. That's a lot of that stuff been on there. I can take some off and I can put some on, but it's like this year I said, no, I'm not just doing put some paper on a vision board and look at it. That's fine. But what if we strategically plan to set realistic goals? Because sometimes we could say, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this. But let's strategically plan and do it quarterly. So what I did was I set it up. We have an event Sunday, the 21st, as a matter of fact.
What's
it's a workshop. It's called Vision Goal Board Party. So this is how we did it. Ladies of Integrity, we have a Vision Goal Board Party, and I'll tell you all a little bit about Ladies of Integrity Foundation. We are basically, let me tell you all real quick. Yeah. Ladies of Integrity is we are come together, and our focus is on networking, and we build a small business through relationships, form where you can build relationships, network, and support one another within the community. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're trying to do. So we have an event every year, big networking event, and now we just start having smaller events. So this is one of our smaller events, and we are sponsored by the nonprofit organization Love to Live, which is, I'm the president of the nonprofit organization. So yes, so we're having an event, a Vision Goal Board Party event, and what this Vision Goal Board Party does, it breaks down quarterly, 3-month goals, 6-month goals, 9-month goals, 12-month goals. So I'm presenting to them how to put realistic goals so we can attain them. And they get accountability partners. So you don't just leave there without nobody holding you accountable.
Yeah, well, if you don't reach that goal every quarter, then now you're looking at it on paper.
Yeah.
I didn't reach that.
Yeah.
And
then you get to talk to me. They all get a free 20 minutes to see, so I can ask them the questions to kind of navigate them toward how they can go back to reach that goal.
So what's the most common thing you get when, say, someone doesn't reach their goal? You know, I'm sure you get all walks of life. You got some people that just don't, want to have accountability. Like, oh, well, this happened, but that wasn't in your control. This was. Or do you have like people that always, I'm sure the success rate isn't 100%. Nothing is.
Well, this is kind of like my first time basically testing. I have tested and looked in smaller ways, and everybody mostly have been hitting their goals. And the reason being, I think accountability partners plays a big role in it too, having that, and not an accountability partner that Jermaine wouldn't be your accountability partner. You know why?
Why?
That's your friend. Your friend is more caring, he's more understanding to, oh, you couldn't do this because you had this going on. Mm-hmm. You need somebody that's not a stranger that's going to be firm instead of doing, okay, and ask you the questions to make you think, open up to say, I could have done this.
I should have done that.
And I should have done that. And maybe I'm going to go back and now I'm going to.
And that's where you come in and give that positive reinforcement and push them, propel them essentially.
Yes.
So so say I wanted to seek this coaching, where do I go? What's your socials? How do I find you and get in touch? Like, yo, I want to be doing this in a year. I want to be doing this in 2 years. Let us know.
Let me find all stuff. You all can go to my website actually too. And let me make sure I'm saying my website right. So shout out my website. Sure, it's www.legitimatelevelz.com, and that's more so of the business consultant, but it's a page on there too where you can learn a lot about the culture now. That's what's being prepared on it. Also, you can find me on social media on my Instagram, and it is Miss, I think how at it. MS.Ladybug.
McNeal.
Yes, yeah, Miss Ladybug McNeal. Or you can find me on. I
haven't even got your face, but I looked at your Instagram and I was like, damn, she's a savage. You're probably big on Facebook, way bigger than Instagram, right?
Yeah.
That's where most people's following is.
Facebook is basically Larisha Ladybug McNeal. You all find me on Facebook. So yeah.
That's good though that you're in a bunch of philanthropy and helping people get up to your level and how you found a way and you're like, well, I don't want to keep it to myself. Because a lot of people, they find success and they want to keep that to themselves. But if everyone can just succeed, we're all, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. And that's our biggest thing I'm pushing at with Ladies of Integrity. That was our biggest thing. I'm going to tell you all a little about Ladies of Integrity.
Is that sorry to interrupt you. Is that pertain only to ladies?
No.
Like, I can't show up to Ladies of Integrity?
No.
I don't want to be a lady of integrity.
That's a co-ed event. We have women, we have men that bought tickets to this event Sunday.
Okay.
It's coming to the Vision Goal Board. Part of Sunday. But how we started it with Ladies of Integrity was, it started actually in my house with my sister-in-law, Asia. She's an event planner and an event decorator. And my cousin, she's a caterer. And they were having a conversation of want to get their business together and let people see their business. We only invited I had an empty room in my house at that time. We invited 10 to 12 ladies out, and Asia decorated and Loretta cooked because that's what she do. It was beautiful.
And it just started.
And I was able to show them within that small event how we all, the 12 women, could connect and support one another and build business for one another, how we needed one another. Then next year we had 60 women. Last year, this bigger event, we had so many men and women, over 70 something.
Now, what was the other summer? I remember seeing a flyer. It was sent to me, our mutual friend, and it was like a seminar with big motivational speakers. It was in Rosemont, wasn't it?
That one
near there, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it was in Dalton, but it was we used the Dalton Park District, but that was
it was like $120 a ticket, right? And it was like motivational speaking, and a few people.
Did you mention it? It was, and it wasn't. I think it was like $70 per ticket. Yeah. And it was a black and white event. We called it everything black and white. Yeah. And we had a panelist of judge, different entrepreneurs on the panelist that own franchise business, and they was able to ask questions, financial advisors, and they was able to answer people questions, and we gave money out. We just do a whole lot to get people to business, people to come in.
So as far as success goes, like you got, and it's going to come out. It's got to get talked about. And I'm going to go ahead and hit it right here. But as far as success goes, there's people out there. They get success. They get a lot of money. They think they're bulletproof, and then they get them Epstein files leaked. So I'm sure you're on the up and ups about that, right? The Epstein files, child trafficking. There's Jews in New York building tunnels with child trafficking. What is...
I saw that.
I don't understand. If I got rich, the last thing I would want to do would be diminish it by... that's just fucking sick anyways. It's just sick preying on children or old people. But the fact that people are out here and it's just flaunted in front of you with these rich people that think they can do whatever they want...
You just said that you said when you get rich, you won't even be thinking of it's power when they become power stricken and ego.
I can just do this
and
because
they
I
can
can.
do whatever they want to and don't have to be held accountable for nothing. Exactly, I'm untouchable.
Yeah, man. Them tunnels in New York hit at the wrong time for the Jews, especially with Palestine going on right now. You got Jerusalem at it. That's where everyone's not liking Jews. Then they found out they're building tunnels.
I saw that.
That's fucked up.
I saw that. I watch a lot of Shade Room.
I watch a lot of Shade Room.
I watch a lot of Shade Room.
You watch Club Shay Shay? How about Cat Williams?
Oh my
Let's go.
Oh my God, I did. I watched that entire episode. I did.
But he was dropping truth bombs. There's people I know that have met Ricky Smiley, have been in touch with Ricky Smiley that do say he's a complete retard. He can't read, he can't write. Let's call it what it is. And he got some of them roles just off his clout.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Hey, it is what it is. Like, you can come after me all you want to cancel me. I'm already canceled. I'm not even big yet. You can do whatever the fuck you want to me.
I love it though. I love it. So I had breakfast with his daughter one day. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I understand. So
you don't gotta talk about it.
I don't know her dad. I just so happened to meet her. We was on vacation in Nashville, and I met her. Yeah, she's a beautiful young lady, beautiful heart, everything. But yeah, but I really feel Cat Williams did expose a lot of people. And I had before Cat Williams came on, I kept telling my mom, "This is the year of exposure,
the year of the truth."
I just kept saying it, and my mom I'm like, it's coming. And before Cat Williams even sat down there and said, I just be getting thoughts and feelings. I'm like, people cannot continue to do what they want to do and think people is not going to expose them. It's coming out.
And it's so weird that all of it hit the second 2024 came. The Cat Williams, you got the tunnels in New York.
The Diddy was hitting before.
You got the Diddy. That's getting worse. And then you just put that video out like, help me.
Yes.
This is messed up. Like, dude, you should have did that shit.
Yes.
You know, Figgy was talking about your weird parties years ago.
Years ago. Kept ignoring.
When he was on Drink Champs, he called that dude Daddy. I wasn't with it.
Yeah.
But I was all out of Diddy at that point.
Yeah.
But you know, you got so many things happening. The Cat Williams, you got the New York tunnels going on. You got Cube coming out saying that Cat Williams, what he said was pretty much 100. There was a couple things that were kind of, more of his point of view or perspective.
You
and
got
then
Epstein, you got Taraji.
Epstein.
Yep. And Taraji telling on the truth about how they be treated in Hollywood. Black women.
Yeah.
And how they underpaid. And
women too, period.
Yeah.
And black women's worse.
Yeah. And how she just can't, they didn't have a, for the color purple.
Yeah, I seen that.
About the trailer and the food, the different. It was just like a lot.
It just shows like you go out of your way to put people in a tougher position. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then you got people like gotta say it, Trump. I don't know if you're with them or not, but you got people like Trump wanting to expose these. He's been calling all these dudes pedophiles for years, saying,
"Is he a pedophile too?" Though?
They say he was on the flight log, and like
he's a pedophile
he was.
Too, though.
Yeah,
but they say, how can a pop out pedophile?
Well, you get caught talking about grabbing women by the. I guess you might be, but some girls like it. No, but it's with him. He averts it. He tries to say like I rented his flight, never went to the island. There's people that say like he didn't go, and then they kicked him out of his club. Okay. He's kicked like Epstein out and shit like that. Like there is evidence like he's actually like kicked him out of places. Okay. And then there was a witness in the Epstein files because when the government released it, they put it out in like 2,000 pages, figuring like no one's reading through 2,000 pages. This is pretty much a manifesto. And there was witnesses saying like we've seen this person, never seen him at the island. So with that, you were friends with them. You probably shouldn't have been. Everyone kind of gets lumped up into that. I feel you 100%. But I mean, he was calling for Hillary Clinton as a pedophile, and there's like videos on the dark web. They're saying like of her like killing people, like killing a girl.
What?
Yeah, I swear to God, like it was on Twitter. But it was like they were saying like there's a snuff video with her out, and like there's another like sex tape video with Bill Clinton and another little girl and Richard Branson, the owner of T-Mobile. Mm-hmm. He was in that same video, and it's just crazy. But like what you said, it kind of goes hand in hand with that year of the truth. Like
yes, it is.
This year, I feel like a lot of people are going to be here and knocked down to like where they rightfully should have been. Because there's a lot of people in Hollywood, let's not beat around the bush, that probably had no talent. They got there because of who knows why.
Well, Cat Williams just told you why.
Yeah, I mean, like he said, you're the only one that wasn't sucking up. He's like, I said no. He's like, I said no. What did you say? And you walked out the room.
Exactly.
So it's wild to see that sort of echelon of people without accountability, because none of these people even named right there by these girls in their testimony aren't in jail.
No.
You got people like Tom Hanks that moved to Greece, and he's now a citizen of Greece with no extradition law, and he's like, he was all over the flight logs and doing bad shit, which, you know, it sucks because, you know, I can never watch Forrest Gump.
Did you all do, I watched it here. Olivia Pope was real. You know, that was a real lady. Well, I forgot her name. What was her name? Because I was so invested in that show. Now, Olivia Pope was the scandal lady. That was Carrie
Hilson. Washington, I thought it was.
She played that role.
Mm-hmm.
But that it was a real lady that could come through and clean up and cover up your stuff.
Like a cleaner, like Ray Donovan.
But she was for Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a black lady too. I forgot her name. And they did a story on her, a Hollywood story on her. But yeah, it was real. It's ways of cleaning up a whole lot of stuff.
There's another show out there. It's called Ray Donovan. It's on Showtime or Stars. And that's what he is. He's a cleaner. Mm-hmm. At the beginning of the show, it starts out like he's a number one recruit football player, number one drafted. He gets caught pretty much like he was with a prostitute. She overdosed on cocaine, found in her room. He woke up next to her. She was dead. Mm-hmm. He calls this dude, "Hey, bro, we got to figure this out." He brings an actor along. Yeah. An actor comes in. He's coming out the front door. The NFL recruit's going out the back. This dude takes the fall from him. Yeah. But it goes along with what I've always said to my friends and what I've always said to everyone else. If you see it in a movie, it's made to desensitize you from what's really happening, whether it be aliens, whether it be this shit that's going on. It's made because you think they just came up with that idea out of nowhere? No, this is real. Everyone's idea comes from something real.
We can't find nothing to disagree with right now because I totally agree with you. But I was big on Olivia Pope, the scandal, when that came out.
Yeah.
I was really deep into that.
I was big on The Sopranos.
Really?
I mean, I watch it once a year just to get in tune. And the 25-year anniversary just came back. James Gandolfini, it's been a while since he died, the main guy from The Sopranos. Mm-hmm. And with him, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Last Castle. No. It's about a prisoner. He was the best Marine ever known. It wasn't him, but he was just this old guy. He had all these stars. It's called The Last Castle. He goes into prison for not following an order that the president gave him. He goes in there, and the warden just so happens to be the guy that plays Tony Soprano, James Gandolfini. And he plays this night and day role. He goes from being a mafia boss while he's doing this, and he's also playing a prison warden, which are polar opposite. And I think the reason why people talk about James Gandolfini so much about how he was an actor was because of his emotion. Like, you could literally look in that dude's eyes and be like, wow, he feels that. And with acting or with talent, like we were going with Hollywood, I don't know where I went off on this with shows, but James Gandolfini, man, that dude was one that we definitely lost too early. Like, I feel like he was definitely one we lost early.
I'll have to check that out.
The Last Castle, you gotta watch that.
What do you think about? I haven't seen it. I just heard about the last movie that Obama's produced. Did you watch it?
No, I haven't seen it yet. What is it again?
What is it called? It's on Netflix.
The World.
Yeah.
Leave the World Behind.
Yes, Leave the World Behind.
That's my daughter. She said she's very into all what she went to.
Oh, hell yeah.
She's like, Mom, you are
we gotta get her
on theory. Yeah.
Yes.
She's like, but you see all this stuff coming out, right?
Yes.
So yeah, she's like, you better watch Leave the World Behind. It's telling us some stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, Leave the World Behind. I heard that on Rogan too. He was watching that.
Did you hear or read where they built the bunks? The billionaires been building the bunks.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, the billionaire bunker thing, I'm glad you said it. My producer just talked about this 2 days ago to me. Like, dude, we got to talk about the bunker.
Okay.
And so we're on the bunker. Zuckerberg's building a bunker. Mark Zuckerberg. We got, I think people like Robert De Niro. There's a bunch of people, Jeff Bezos. All these billionaires that are just filthy rich are building a bunker for no reason. Mm-hmm. What do you think? I'll give my opinion. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? Why are they? They're on to something.
Yeah,
why are they? They're not building this for no reason.
I really think they are on to something, and I think we're not. A lot of us not. And they say, well, they've been building bunkers, but I'll go back to biblically where I read something like, no man can hide from whatever's going to happen. They think they're safe. They're not going to be safe or whatever. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that they know of something.
I think the answer is there for all of us. In my opinion, I think the answers are for all of us on what's about to happen. People just don't know what they're seeing. So we got war in Ukraine and Russia. We got, what's the other one that's going down right now? Oh yeah, Hamas in Jerusalem, Palestine and Jerusalem, right? And now America, I don't know if you know this now, but Joe Biden just authorized we sent missiles to Yemen and we blew their asses up. Oh yeah, that happened like 4 days ago. That's not in the news. But so we sent some missiles, or we bombed someone. As America, we bombed someone recently. It's not on the news. They ended up clouding it out with like that school shooter in Iowa and some other stuff. I always believe that the U.S. government's very sneaky with, you look over there, we're doing this over here. So they dropped these missiles in like Yemen, I believe. I might be speaking out of turn, but either way, we armed certain people, we bombed certain people right now. There's other countries against us. It's only a matter of time till they attack. Now, in my opinion, I feel like all these superstars pretty much, they see what we're seeing. I don't think they have any sort of information that we don't. I do feel like they see what we're seeing, and we're on the brink of like nuclear war. Because right now, with the way that the world is, we want everything now. No one wants to get into a war. We want to end it now, instant. Just like when we ended World War II, what happened? We dropped 2 nukes on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, ended that shit. People were like, fuck that. We're not doing that shit. 1 nuke now from Russia, US, Mexico, wherever it may be, 1 nuke now will destroy the whole world. And I feel like these superstars that are billionaires, or, movie stars that are billionaires, business moguls, they're building these bunkers because they know this nuclear war is going to pop up. And really, it essentially boils down to whoever drops the first one first. But whoever does is going to do us all in. We're all dead. Like, unless you have a serious defense, which would be an underground bunker.
Yeah. So how do you think the world's going to end? By fire, right?
I think it's going to be us. I think we're going to end ourselves. Well, in this day and age, if the nuclear war does go out, we're all dead. We're all gone. Yeah. We're all gone. There's no God doing it.
Speaking, that's what it says. There will be fire. Last time it was the rains and floods, so they dropped
this time it'll be fire.
On us.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So that was a good segment. Where to find your socials. I want to know all your socials. I want to know everything. Tell people where to find you right with that camera right there.
Okay, you can find me on at my website, www.legitimatelevelz.com. And you can find me on Instagram at Miss MS Ladybug McNeal. And you can find me on Facebook, just Larisha Ladybug McNeal, type that in. And you can find me on TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I'm a little famous.
Oh, TikTok famous? You viral?
Like, I'm famous on TikTok. I get like 300 and something if I go live. I know, I was excited.
Wish. So it's harder for guys.
So you find me on TikTok at Miss MS.Ladybug McNeal LB. So yes,
it was awesome having you on the show.
I just really
I dug it. I'm glad we did this. Thank you.
And I do have a doing business at the bar where I invite business people on too, but I haven't did it in a while. But I do plan on coming back, and I'm getting it all together.
Yeah, you have your own podcast.
Yes. So I'm getting it all together, and I'm definitely going to have some more.
All right.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Well, not only that, but let's give people like I'm going to let this. You are also, if you didn't know, you're our first Black guest.
Oh, wow.
So we're already, breaking walls down.
Yes. I love it too, and I'll send you some more too. Like he said before we got started, the plumber, I got a great plumber. He's out.
Oh, no, I was just saying this. But I appreciate it.
But he does. He'll come out and talk about his business. He's a great plumber.
Hell yeah. You guys take it easy. That's a wrap.
All
right.
This was fun.
Thank you for watching and listening to the Unqualified Professionals. Follow us on SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
That's entertainment.